Alright everyone, I am in my super flat world in single player today just to show you how to build the reactors. Now the catch about the reactors in Fusion Warfare are that they have to be built underneath the ocean. Now our reactors are a very work in progress thing, as they're probably going to get a lot of criticism for how they work. They're very different. They need to be under an ocean, of course, but they generate tons of power, and it's power that once you build a reactor and you have the fuel for it, which the fuel is advanced infused catalyst, you really don't need any other form of power. So reactors are really good, but they're still going to be patched and balanced in the future. Alright, so there are two forms of reactors. There's the advanced hydro reactor, and then there's just the normal reactor. What I would probably call it many people will call it many different things. The real name is the hydro reactor. It's more like a capsule reactor, as the hydro one is built in capsules, while the normal one is just like a 5x5. So to build the first reactor, you're going to need some steel casing, which is made with concrete and steel. You're going to need some reinforced glass, and you're going to need a reactor core and a reactor cooling in it. So these are the materials you need to build the basic reactor. Now we're going to go ahead and start off by going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2, 3, 4, 5. So they're going to make a 5x5 base of steel casing, and just fill it all in. Now it's going to be 5 tall. So if we start in the corner here and go 2, 3, 4, 5, you're going to make support frames, kind of like supports that will connect through the top, that are also going to be 5 tall. So I'll go ahead and make this. And then you're going to fill in the roof with steel casing as well. Now you need to fill in these big wide open areas right here with reinforced glass, just so that you can see what's going on. It looks pretty good. You don't want a reactor that's just all steel casing, because it's pretty boring. Alright, so I'll finish filling this in. Right now, this is the one size. It's got to be 5x5. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 by 5 by 5, pretty much. Now, you need to put a cooling unit on top. What the cooling unit's going to do is it's going to find that it's in an ocean and that there's water above it, and it's going to take that water and it's going to pump it in, and it's going to pump it into the reactor core, because the reactor core is going to get really hot. So we put the reactor core floating in the middle here, and then finish off this reinforced glass. We can see that there we go. We have an interface. If you click any of the steel casing anywhere on the reactor, you'll see that there's an interface. So we have the energy, 0 out of 50,000, and then we have 6 slots to put the fuel in. Now, right now, if I were to go get the fuel and put it in, nothing's going to be happening. That's because we're not in an ocean. Now, I will teleport to an ocean in a little bit to actually show you it working. Right now, I just want to show you how to build it, because the reactors are it'd be difficult to know how to build the reactor without watching a tutorial. So I'm here to try to help. Alright, so next we're going to build the hydro reactor, which uses 4 different capsules that all generate energy and then push that energy to the core. So what we need to start out doing is building the capsule. So the capsule, you're going to want to put you could build it in the ground to save space, but you just need to start with 1 block and then another block on top, and then kind of build 4 blocks around the core like this, and then delete the middle one. This is the base for your capsule. Alright, so this is what you need to remember. Then you want to start by putting glass in kind of a pattern. Glass, casing, glass, casing. And then at the very top, you want to put a cooling unit. Oh, whoops. Because the cooling unit, again, is going to take water from the ocean above it and cool the reactor. Now, there's nothing in the middle of this, so you need to take the capsule core, which is right here. You need a capsule core and a hydro reactor core. They're pretty expensive to make. And then you're going to put it right in the middle of the capsule, and then replace this with steel casing. So this is how you build a capsule. This is what you need to know. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tall, with a cooling unit on top, capsule core in the middle, and it takes steel casing and glass. That has to be in this order. You can't like sub stuff, or you can't sub glass for casing and vice versa. It needs to be like this. And then you need to build 1, 2 out, so that's a total of 3, and put the core right there. So 1 capsule right now could generate energy, but it would be 1 capsule. It wouldn't be 4. Reason it says 0 out of 4 is because we're not in an ocean. Alright, so now we got 1 capsule. Then you just have to shift right click to place it, and you just have to repeat the design over and over again. So what I'm probably going to do is just speed this up. Alright, so I built all 4 capsules. As you can see, I forgot to add in the cores at the end there, so I need to replace those with steel. And there you go. You have the 4 capsules that are all going to generate energy and feed it into the middle, which is the core. It says 0 out of 4 because, again, we're not in the ocean. If I were to put infused catalyst in here while we were under the ocean, it would start generating energy, which I'm about to show you these being built in an ocean. Now, one thing that's pretty... I would say the reactors are kind of the most unfinished thing in this mod, only because you have to build them underwater. And it probably took me like 5 minutes to build this, maybe a little bit less, but for someone who's doing it their first time, it'll take you a while to build this. And if you're underwater, obviously, you have limited breadth, you can't see, so you would need night vision and water breathing to actually build this realistically. You could, but it'd be tough without. And night vision and water breathing are not easy to get. You need potions, you need pufferfish, you need a lot of things that you probably don't really want to get. I personally never really make potions in Minecraft. So what we're going to we're planning on implementing basically scuba gear, which is a armor. It's armor you wear that will actually give you night vision and water breathing, so that you don't have to make the potions. You just put on the scuba gear, and you can, play underwater for however long you want. Just build whatever you want, because you'll have infinite water breathing and infinite night vision. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now and skip to the reactors actually being built under the ocean. Alright, now I am back in a multiplayer world with Noah, and we have built these 2 reactors underneath the ocean. So, the thing to note about these reactors is the normal reactor, the 5x5, has to have, I believe, 15 or maybe 20 blocks of water above it. I believe it's 20. And then the hydro reactor, which is the one with the capsules, has to have 15 blocks of water above it. Sorry. So the hydro reactor needs 15 blocks of water above it. The 5x5 needs 20. And the reason for that is the hydro is a bit taller, so we didn't want it to use as much water. So as you can see, if I hit F3, I'm in a deep ocean. I'm at Y41. If I fly up, I'm at Y62, so that's more than 15 blocks. And now, to show you how these actually work, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get an advanced infused catalyst. You need to combine an advanced chip with an infused catalyst, which you can mine to create this. So if I put this in the reactor, you can see it'll start taking away durability and slowly generating energy. Same thing if I put it in here, it'll take away the durability and start slowly draining energy. The more capsules you put on this reactor, and it has a max of 4 right now, the more energy it'll generate. So right now it's at like near 4,000, while this thing's at like 1,000. So as you can see, the capsule generator is making 4 times as much energy. Now we could go ahead and get a transmitter and a receiver. What we could do is we could go ahead and I think we could just put the transmitter right here, correct? Or does that? All right.
We need a controller.
Okay, so all things have to pass through a controller. All right, and then if we did it right here, would you just get a controller and then energy transmitter on top? All right, there we go.
Yep.
So, all right, we can. I'm pretty sure we can link both of these to one receiver. So if I go and I put a receiver up here, all right, and then a controller. All right, so I can shift click that, and then shift click both of these, and they should be linked. So then both of my reactors are going into one slot. So there we go. Alright, receiver found. So both the transmitters had to find the receiver. I linked them so they found it, and now energy is going into this. Now, the reactors, I believe, will generate a lot of energy. Noah, how much energy exactly will each reactor gen?
The small reactor will generate 50,000 max, and the capsule reactor will do 200,000.
Okay, and that's over a long period of time. Those are both the maxes, of course, but that's over quite a long period of time. As you can see, we don't instantly have like 250,000 energy in here. So yeah, those are the reactors I want to show off. They're pretty cool, but they're subject to change, and they probably will change a lot in the future. Now, I think the last thing we have to show you pretty much is the missile silo, which is the advanced way of launching missiles. So we'll probably cut to that. Alright guys, so we have now moved over to a different area of the world to show you the missile silo. This is the most efficient and best way to launch missiles in your Minecraft game. Earlier we used one just using a launcher, which is a tiny little thing. Where is it even? It's in the machine. It's right here. This is the missile launcher. So the upgraded version of that is this thing. This is the missile silo. As you can see, it's a giant, almost like a capsule with a control panel on the front where you can launch missiles. So if we get a linker and let's say maybe just a velocity tier 2, and we put the velocity tier 2 in here, and then we have to link the control panel to, let's say, over here. There we go, we got that. Now it found coordinates. Oh no, it didn't find coordinates. Okay, sorry. You have to shift click and then right click. You can do both.
Yeah, you right click the location, then you shift to bind it.
Okay, you right click the location, then you shift to bind it. Alright. Think I'd know that by now. Okay, so we got energy in it. It's got a location. Now we just have to give it a signal, right? Like a lever?
Yep.
So we'll go ahead and put a lever over here, and it should launch out. There you go. Launch out very fast, because it is a silo and it goes faster. Alright, and now we should see it come down over here. And boom. Well, there we go. It took up all that land. So to build this is pretty simple. It is a 3x3x5. So 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, we'll get rid of that pesky tree. Oh nope, sorry, that was one too high. I had to count the base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Alright, and you're gonna leave the middle hollow because obviously a missile has to be stored in there. And then you're gonna need the missile silo core, which is gonna be placed 2 blocks up, like that. And you know it's constructed when it says you are not on a team, and you see this little top part. So it doesn't have any energy. I'm just gonna hook up some energy to it. Oop, like this. There we go. Now it's starting to get energy. And so that's how you build a missile silo. Now, one cool thing is instead of using this linker, which you know I'm terrible at, don't even know how it works, you can use a designator. So if we hit shift on it, it says cause a missile launching unit to fire at a location. Sneak right click to bind cords and right click to fire. So if I sneak right click on the control panel when there's a missile in it. So let's get the pyroblast missile. We'll show you what that does. Well, we'll get a pyroblast. Did it just launch? I think it just launched. Okay,
Yeah,
well,
you have power to
there
it.
goes a pyroblast. Alright, so there you go. Pyroblast spawns blazes. Supposed to be a secret, but there it is. So that's a pretty cool missile to build. But let's say we wanted like a velocity, and then a pyroblast, right? It doesn't have a lever to it. Gotta make sure there's no lever. Let's say we want a velocity first, then a pyroblast, then a tier 3. So we have a tier 2, a pyroblast, and then a tier 3. And then maybe we want to spray. Put spray mode true, and maybe a delay of 2. And then we will bind this up, and let's say we could go launch it over here. So we don't even need a lever to launch this. All we have to do is just right click like right here. It'll shoot out an orb. A sound will play, and if you look over here, there we go. Shot the first one. Then it's gonna have a delay.
It actually it shoots once per fire.
Oh, okay. Alright, now, the reason it hit over there is because we had it set to spray mode. So, if we set it to spray mode, it won't hit exactly where you point. It'll kind of spray it. So now we have 2 missiles left in there. If we shoot... Oh. Well. I guess we have to fix this problem. Alright, so we had a bit of a crash. It was something to do with the reactors, but we fixed it and it's all good now. Kind of bad timing, but oh well. So, we gotta finish off showing you guys the missile silo. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put 3 missiles in here, have a delay of 0, so they will fire instantly, and we're going to keep spray mode on, and go ahead and fire all 3 of them by shooting 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. There we go. There they go. Right up to the air.
One more will do it.
Alright, one more? Okay. Alright, there goes one of the velocities. Wow, that spray really went far. Alright, well... For some reason, it didn't launch the last...
Maybe it didn't have enough energy, probably.
Oh,
Right.
it didn't?
Well, did it tell you?
Yeah,
There we
okay,
go.
so we didn't have enough
Okay.
energy. And now here comes the pyroblast. So that spray mode's pretty cool. It'll kind of spray them everywhere, not in one set location. And there it goes. Spawning lots of blazes.
Wow.
Alright, well, I think that's pretty much everything that I really wanted to show off. There's much more in this mod. Much more to see. I recommend just downloading it, playing around with it, installing NEI so that you can see all the recipes. Like I said, all the links for anything I talked about in this video will be in the description. But anyway, we might create another updated tutorial when we release more things for the mod. But that has been all. So we will see you guys next time.